Hi, I'm here.
Hi, sorry, I was still chewing.
Okay, no worry.
It's an elote.
A, a,
Corn.
a corn in a cup.
Corn in a cup, exactly. How do you how do you call it in Mexicali? Esquite or
Cóctel de
corn in a cup?
elote.
Cocktail elote. Nice. Every state has a name for it. Here we call it corn in a cup, in a little cup.
Little cup, yes.
Yes.
I saw it at my first time in Sacramento, and I read the ad and said corn in a cup. Y yo, corn in a cup, and my cousin told me it's a cóctel de elote. Y yo,
Oh, so really? I didn't know that they call it esquite as well.
yes.
I
I
never knew.
I know that it's a little different because the esquite is more like corn, but not like a elote. O sea, it's like a corn, like a mixtamal, el grano, algo así.
Okay.
Ajá.
Okay. It's different then.
Yes.
I didn't
In
know that.
in Morelia, there are another style, and I don't like it because they have the ingredients are onion and mango. I'm not sure. Mango, cheese, cream. It's something like sweet flavors and sour flavors. And
Mm,
I don't like. I only ate sorry. I only eat sweet flavors with Chinese food or Thai food or something because I prefer the chili food, the spicy food. Sorry,
Spicy food.
spicy
Okay.
food.
Hmm. I do prefer, it depends on the mood because
Okay.
I can eat really sweet things and also really salty and not really spicy. I like them, but because of my gastritis, I
Okay.
get reflux and heartburn. You know,
Okay.
heartburn is. So that's why I don't eat it, but I really like it. I really like spicy and salty and everything that has spices as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I just no. I start to taste that kind of the flavors with my boyfriend because he loves the Thai
Thai,
food
Thai,
and Mediterranean food,
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean food. So I am in love, totally in love of the meat.
Okay.
Meat, beef, how can I say ribs? I
Ribs.
love ribs and that kind of heavy food. And he's teaching me many flower flavors that he knows. That in the evening of New Year, we went to a Thai restaurant and then we ate duck, duck,
Okay, duck. Yes.
duck and curry and um, a rice with how is the name? A rice with azafran.
Okay, I don't know the name in English.
Okay,
Okay,
but
let me check.
it my mom's used that is
Spice.
spice that spice in the menudo,
Okay, okay.
but I'm not too familiar with all that kind of international food.
I never try. That's saffron. A saffron?
Uh-huh.
Saffron.
As
Saffron. Let
stuff,
me write it. Saffron. I
stuff.
didn't know either. I don't use saffron a lot. I never use it, I think.
I use it
My
only in the menudo because the original recipe of my mom has a few. There are like whole pepper, but just a little bit more
yes,
huge.
I've seen it like you
Okay.
mean like the yes, like the pepper, but they are bigger, right? And orange in the inside.
Yes.
Yes, yes. I've seen them. I prepare a soup once with azafran because my grandmother has a recipe as well that
Okay.
she prepares chicken with azafran, with saffron, chicken with saffron, and it's really delicious. But that's the only time I've used saffron for
Where
a
do
food.
you grandma's born?
Where was my grandma born? She was born in Mazatlan, well, near Mazatlan, because it's not really Mazatlan. It was a town, a little town near Mazatlan back then, a little ranch. And then she moved to Mazatlan when she was a teenager.
Oh, okay.
But my grandmother doesn't know how to cook a lot because it's a sad story actually. Her mother, that's my great grandmother, so that's my mother's grandmother. She died when she was a baby. So my
Oh,
grandmother never had a mom, right? And no one to teach her how to cook.
okay.
And her stepmom, it was like the evil stepmom
Okay.
because the stepmom didn't like my grandmother. And the stepmom made her cook food because she didn't want to cook it. So my stepmom didn't want to cook, so he would order her kids to cook. But my grandmother said that she always burned everything, that she prepared everything wrong
Oh, okay.
because she didn't want to cook for her. So she could have learned how to cook, but she didn't want to learn because her stepmother wasn't a really good person, right?
Okay.
But it's funny because she says that like I always did everything wrong. Like if they put me to iron a shirt, I will burn the shirt.
Okay.
Or if they put me to do anything, I would do it wrong, so I didn't have to do it again. She was a rebel.
Well,
And
I have, and I still have my mom, but she never let us to be in the kitchen while she was cooking.
okay.
So I need to learn how to cook because when my mom's has an ill or was sick.
Yes, she had an illness,
Okay.
was you could say
And
when she was ill as
when
well.
she was ill, I need to cover her activities. So I need to learn step by step because she never told me what I must to do with the food. So I remember that I was like 12 years old maybe, and I go to the second floor with the sartén with the
Okay, with a pan, it's
the
called
pan
pan,
with the hottest oil and the potatoes
right?
because I'm not was sure if they are ready.
Right.
So I learn in that way, but in and today or when I start to living with my boyfriend, I need to prepare food. So I learn by the YouTube videos, and he said that I am a good cooker. So when he told he told that to my mom, she answered. I'm trying to use the past verbs and it's very difficult. Sorry. When he told to my mom that I was a good cooker, my mom said that it wasn't by her health because she never told me about recipes or methods or steps to be a great cooker. So I don't know how I learned because I took a lot videos, because in some there are many ingredients and I don't have it, and or I don't like it, so I always turn or my for my taste the receipts. Hi, Alex.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm glad that you're still a good cooker. That's our recipes.
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 Dije, ¿verdad?
Receipts, yes. Receipts are different, right? The receipts. When you
Recipes.
purchase something. Okay, receipts.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you're all here.
Hi, Francisco.
So we are going to get started. How are you guys? How's everything?
Doing well, thanks.
Okay, good.
I can't complain.
Okay, I'm glad. Well, let's start in with the first things first. Did you watch the video?
Yes.
Okay, Asu, yes. Alex, yes. Francisco,
Yes, I
yes.
do.
Okay, perfect. So let's get started with the questions and then we move on to the next topic. So who can help me reading? Francisco, help me reading the first question and the answer if you know it.
Okay. How does the video compare our attention to a spotlight? In this case, the answer will be you have two states. One, the first, when you are focused, is like a narrow light over the images or over the spaces, and the other state is when you have a very wide light, or in this case spotlight, and you are watching a lot of things around you. But the difference is that the first state you are paying a lot of attention to the details, and the other case, or the other state, you are not paying attention to the details. You are watching or seeing a very a landscape. I don't know, like a landscape. You're watching a lot of things occurring at the same time.
Right. Thank you. So yes, that's basically the explanation, right? That we can't be in both the focused state and the wider state, right? We can only be at one at the same at a time, right? Not at the same time.
At a time, like
yeah.
the other class at a time.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can focus on one at a time, either the wider perspective or the narrower perspective, right? Okay. Thank you. That's basically the answer for that question. Thank you, Francisco. Now let's proceed with the next part. Let's continue with Alex. Could you help us with the second one?
Yes. What was the gorilla experiment about? Well, they asked to count how many times a behavior is happening. So meanwhile, your brain is focused in one activity. In the background, it's a gorilla taking their chest. But
Okay, hitting their chest or hitting his chest.
So your brain is not focused on that. You can realize until they ask to you, did you see the gorilla? And you say, what gorilla? Then you need to see the video again, and you are able to notice that there is a gorilla over there walking in the chest. So that is the gorilla experiment.
Right, thank you. So thank you. Yes, that's basically, again, another example that we cannot focus on two things at the same time, right? Because we are paying either attention to one or the other. Thank you, Alex. The next one, Azucena, were you going to say something, Azucena?
Oh, see, yes, I didn't see the gorilla.
You didn't see the gorilla? Really?
No.
It was an example. Yes, they were telling an example.
Yeah, I saw the girls trying to catch the ball, and at the end appears the gorilla.
All right, yes. They were just telling that the experiment was made in a real scenario
Okay.
with persons to prove that if
Oh,
people
okay.
were asked to just find the white wearing shirts, I think they were wearing white shirts,
Yes.
people usually didn't see the gorilla around, right?
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Now, Azucena, the next one.
What is an example of two activities we can do at the same time without a problem? I thought that two activities in the video shows that take a call. It's not a right one, and I don't remember what is the good ones.
Okay, do you remember the wrong ones?
Yes, but the way that if you are taking a call while you are driving, and you maybe could see images that are not there, or maybe you could confuse the way and go to the wall. I remember the wall with a paint like a bridge or something, but I don't remember any without a problem.
Okay, of two simultaneous activities. What about you, Alex or Francisco? Do you remember an example of two activities that we can do at the same time? Anyone?
No, I
Yes,
can't.
in my case, you can listen to music and read a book at a time.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You're right. Yes. Because I remember that I thought that I can read and listen music at the same time, and I'm a good reader. Well, I enjoy read, but I can read hearing or listening music.
Okay. Not even if it's music without voice? No? Okay.
No.
All right. What
Maybe
about you?
because I enjoy a lot to dance, so I'm trying. I'm reading and I start moving. Like
Oh, okay. Okay. It's interesting. Me, I can read and listen to music as long as they don't have lyrics. Because if someone is singing, then I get disconcentrated. If I'm reading and the music has a voice, I start hearing the voice. But other than that, I could read with, I don't know, like musical instruments or any other type of sounds. What about you, Alex and Francisco? Can you read and listen to music?
I think for some kind of genres, I can listening, but if they are singing, it's very common that my brain start to think in that lyrics, and I lost, and suddenly I lost. I'm not thinking on the book, I am thinking on the song.
Okay,
And
yes, that's fine.
And something that I can do listening music, even with lyrics, is when I am writing code, if there is nothing new for me, I am doing like like mechanical way. So I am resolving some issue or some problem. Meanwhile, I am listening music with lyrics, and I can do both activities without any problem. But if there is something new for me, I need to stop the music and pay attention only on the new thing for me and learn. So I cannot learn and listen to music. That's the point.
Okay, so it has to be something automatic, something that you already know, right? Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you, Alex. On its lyrics, the pronunciation would be
Yes.
lyrics.
Okay,
Lyrics.
thanks.
And Francisco, what about you?
Okay, in my case, I can read and listen to music. I can't because I don't know, but I can.
Okay, not every any type of music or any sound. No.
No, I prefer to enjoy that activities in a separate way, and because them, because they are activities that I enjoy a lot. But on the other hand, I can listen to music and working. That is the other point. But not in general. I can read and listen to music.
Okay, but you can work and listen to music with working.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. No, thank you. I remember. I don't know who was talking about that. Every time we are looking for directions or an address, and if we are driving on the car, we turn off the volume of the songs when we want to concentrate.
It's a
I don't know
classic.
when, right? When we are driving and we are looking for something, then we turn off the volume.
There you
I
go.
think it's part of that, I think. Okay, thank you. And the last question is, what does your brain is not wired like that mean? Okay, so this is for everyone who wants to answer it. You can raise your hand. Okay, what does your brain is not, sorry, wired. This is an R.
Okay.
Weird like that.
Like wait.
Wired, sorry. What am I doing? Wired, sorry. What does it mean your brain is not wired like that?
Yes, I was about to mention that specific word because when I was watching the video, I set the caption in order to understand better. So I read wired.
No,
So yes, about they mentioned that multitasking word was made for computers. So computers are allowed to do multitasking. They were made for that. So, but our brain is not made for multitasking. So first they mention how computers works and they compare our brain against the computer. And that was the reason they say our brain is not wired like connected to work on multitask.
correct. Thank you. Yes, that's basically the explanation. Wired, you know what a wire is, right? Like a cable, right? So it's not wired means connected. It's not set that way, right? It's like a setup, the wired. And yes, as Alex mentioned, our brains are not meant to multitask. That's not the way they are created to do, right? But we still do sometimes. Okay. Thank you. Now, following with this, the main focus of this lesson is to talk about simultaneous activities, right? That's why the multitasking came first, because we are going to talk about activities where we were doing in the past when we were doing something else. Okay, this is a structure in English that is called, well, we already know, simple present, but using as well past simple. And this works when you want to tell a story or when you are telling an anecdote, talking with friends, or any other activity that involves two activities. My example here is when I was cooking when the phone rang, and it was my sister who wanted to invite me to have lunch, right? Usually the longer activity or the main activity that we are doing is used with present continuous. Then the secondary activity, the one that happened during that period of time, is in past. So we could imagine a timeline like this, right? So the time I was doing is maybe I was cooking, right? I was cooking all this time. Then my sister called in a point, and then time continues, right? But we use past for a specific point, and I was doing for a period, right? That's the main idea. So every time we tell a story, our main action will be using I was doing, and the event that happened will be in past, right?
Okay.
Let's read some of the examples. First, Azucena, help me reading this first paragraph.
The past continuous tense is also used to describe actions that were in progress when another action interrupted them. It helps convey the dynamic nature of events in the past, adding depth to storytelling.
So that's basically also. So now, I'm sorry, I'm combining some. There are actions that were in progress when another action interrupted them. That's the main action in progress, and then one interrupts.
Okay.
And as it says here, it helps in storytelling. Every time we are telling a story, we sometimes need to make emphasis on the main activity and then the event that happened. Okay, let's see. Alex, help me reading the next paragraph.
I was doing something equal. I was in the middle of doing it at a certain time. The action or situation started before this time, but had not finished.
Okay. So again, the same definition. And Francisco, help me reading the examples, please.
Okay, the first example is, this time last year I was living in Hong Kong. The second one is, what were you doing at 10 o'clock last night? And the last one, I waved to Helen, but she wasn't looking.
Okay, so this is just general past continuous, right? The way of
I have a
past
question. What's the
continuous.
meaning of wave?
Wave
In this?
is when you do this action. This is waving, like saying hello. When you move your hand, that is waving.
Okay, thanks.
Right.
Like the waves.
Yeah, like the waves, but you wave to the sides. I think that's why.
Okay.
It comes the origin of the word. Okay, so this is just simple regular past continuous. And then we can have the contrast, right? I hear they are doing both of the actions, right? I was doing in the middle of the actions. We were walking home when I met them,
Okay.
right? Kate was watching TV when we arrived. So you see main action, continuous, and secondary action in simple past, met, arrived. And here they're just giving an example of did. Simple past, we walked home after the parties last night. Kate watched TV a lot when she was ill last year. Just simple past, telling just things that happened and they stopped at a certain point, a single event. So right now we are going to practice that form. And you will have to make up a story, okay? I'm gonna give you time to think about it, and then you will use that structure. As you can see here, you start with simple present. You have to make up the second part right now, okay? Then we will practice the whole thing. You will create the first part and the second part. I'm helping you right now with the first part to guide, as a guide. So you may choose your phrase, okay? Please read them and let me know which phrase do you want.
I want the first one.
You want the first one, okay.
I was sleeping.
I was sleeping, okay. So start thinking about your answer and you're going to be the first one sharing. Alex, which one do you want?
Second one, I was driving when.
Okay. And Francisco?
The third option.
The first one or the third one?
The third
Okay,
one.
you went in order anyway. Okay. Okay, so let me know when you're ready. Okay, if you feel ready, say me, and you will be the first one.
It must be a long story or just complete a sentence?
Preferably a story. At least like an anecdote. Okay, at least a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put the timer on my cell phone, and you're going to have a minute.
I need to write it because I'm gonna forget the all.
Okay, so this first one can be written. The next one is going to be just a spoke, okay? When you're ready, say ready. And if you can use more sentences using the same structure within your story, also do it, okay? If it's possible to add more sentences using that same structure, even better.
Oh, 1 minute. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Perfect.
No.
So we're going to stop, okay? Stop.
Okay.
And Francisco, help us going first.
Okay. Yes, this is my story. My family was watching TV when our neighbor arrived at our home. He rang the door to say to us that when he was cooking, his oven broke off because he did not pay the corresponding bill.
Okay. He didn't pay. Just that. Everything was very good, everything correct, but he didn't pay. He didn't pay the bill.
Okay, I say he did not pay. Sorry.
Oh, he did not pay. Sorry, I didn't hear the did. But then good. Thank you. Okay, very good. Sorry. Alex, you're next.
Okay, I was driving when suddenly I saw a lot of people walking over the street. All drivers were pulled over, and all of us realized that they were zombies, like zombies from The Walking Dead.
Wow.
series. We are starting the end of the world. We are done. The
Wow.
end.
I like your story.
A little dramatic. I like it.
It's amazing. Okay, Azucena. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks.
I was sleeping when my phone started to ring. My sister called because she was in troubles. I was telling that everything is gonna be okay, but I felt nervous to didn't know what I must do.
Okay, good. Thank you. What I must do. I was
must
feeling,
do.
yes. When we use must, we don't use to.
Okay.
We must do.
Do.
Okay, thank you. You did it all well. Now we are going to practice with 3 of them, okay? Now feel free to choose three from the options, and we are going to do the same thing, okay? But this time is going to be just a spoken, right? Let me try a first round, okay? For example, Francisco, please do a sentence with this one. I remember. Alex with the second one, and Azucena with the, sorry, from the last to the to the first one. You will use this one, Francisco, Alex this, and Azucena this.
Okay.
Okay, let's just start with Francisco at this moment.
Okay. I remember you were working when. Sorry, it's difficult. I remember you
Told
were
you.
working when. I don't know. Working when the delivery man came home. I don't know. No,
Okay.
sorry, came the office. Came at the office.
Okay, came to the office. Came to the
Came
office.
to the office. Okay.
Okay, good. Perfect. Alex.
My coworkers were on a meeting when I was joining late and I was finishing to eat an apple.
Okay, very good. Azucena, the next one.
Okay, my family was watching TV when the earthquake begins.
Sorry, could you repeat the word? When
My family was watching TV when the earthquake.
okay, when the earthquake started
Started. Okay,
or
it
hit.
started, and we were shaking our bodies, but we were very it's not scared. We were scared.
Scared? Yes.
Yes. Okay, we were
scared.
scared.
If that's what you want to say, scared.
Yes.
Okay.
And
now, Azucena, you are going to choose someone and tell them the sentence, and they have to do the sentence. Okay.
Okay. My first victim is gonna be Alex. The sentence it will be, I remember where you were working when.
I remember you were working when suddenly we have a blackout. It's when you're lack of energy.
Yes.
And I remember you were I remember you working. I remember you were working when suddenly we have a blackout and you were scary because you haven't saved the document.
Oh my God. Yes. You were scared.
You were scared.
Scared. Okay, good. Thank you. Now, Alex, you may choose your victim. You can do the reverse like Uno, or you can tell Francisco.
I think the next one is Francisco. And the sentence number 3. My family was watching TV when
Okay. My family was watching TV when the dog needed to go out or she needs. I don't know.
Max.
Max.
Okay. Could you repeat the sentence? I didn't understand the last part.
Okay, sure. My family was watching TV when the dog needed to go out for did her needs.
Okay. The dog
Oh.
wanted to go out to well, no, it's not to do. It'll be to do her needs. To pee. No. I think there is a better way of saying this. Wait. So the dog went out to, you can either say to poop or to pee, but to do her needs. Let me check. It doesn't sound.
I don't know, because this is a literal translation.
Yes, I don't think it's that
Spanish
one,
to English.
but I'll remember. Just wait. Let's now. Can you choose another one and another person?
In this case, Azucena, for the okay, I have two options, but Susana case with the fourth option. My coworkers were on a meeting when
Okay. My coworkers were in a meeting when well, when my boss came suddenly with a cup of coffee and she dropped all the coffee on the desk.
Okay, okay.
what a
This
tragedy.
it's good. Just instead of drop, we say spill. When it's a liquid,
Spill.
we say
Yes.
spill.
Okay. Okay.
Spill. She spilled. You can spill any liquid. Everything that is a
But in
liquid and
past,
is spilled with ed.
spilled. Okay. Okay.
Spill.
Got it.
Spill is the past of splash. Splash. Or is not
Sorry?
related? What about splash?
Splash. You mean? Is it a
Splash, yes.
splash? Okay.
SP.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay, but a splash means when you do this with water and then it bounces.
Your hand.
Okay.
Yes, when you hit water with any object or with your hand and then the water spreads around, that is a splash. But a spill, it's when it feels like in a more calm form. It doesn't spread over the place. You just spill it. Spill sería derrame, splash. Si es, I don't know if in Spanish we have a word to define splash.
Chapoteo.
Yes, it's like chapoteo. That'll be the closest. Okay.
I have a question. When you, I don't know. Well, I didn't know the word suddenly.
Suddenly.
Suddenly, but can I use suddenly with the when word? For example, when suddenly that occurs.
Yes, you can use it. When suddenly something happened.
Okay, thanks.
You can also start a sentence. For example, I was cooking food when the phone rang. Suddenly, I heard a noise outside. You can also say when suddenly I heard a noise. You can start with the word or put when before.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you. Now, who's next? Azucena, can you give Alex another sentence? This will be the last round.
Okay, Alex, please tell us a sentence with I was sleeping when.
Okay, this is a real story. Okay. I was sleeping this morning when suddenly I start to listen some noise.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I thought that maybe someone were working on my home, or maybe a cat entered into home through the windows, but they were only ash tree or hojas.
Okay, leaves or leaves. Let me write it here. Okay.
Did you live alone?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm alone too, and I'm reading a book about that. Ah.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
there were
flip
leaves.
with the lines on.
Leaf, okay.
A leaf is one, and leaves are many.
The plural,
The
okay.
plural.
Thanks. So I realized that they were leaves turning or moving over the floor. And that
Okay.
was the reason.
Scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have I'm going to ask you a question. This is for all of you. When we use anyone, someone, somebody, nobody, what is the pronoun of this? do we use is or are? Do we use was or were? For this is, right? So every time we use these words, we use it with is for present or
Anyone,
was in past, right?
someone, is somebody, is no one.
Okay. So it'll function like an it. Let me give you an example. Anyone, you mentioned, I thought it was there was somebody, right? I thought there was somebody in the house, but there was no one, right? So there was somebody, but there was no one. It was the leaves, right? If we use this, if we want to substitute this with a pronoun, let me write an example. I thought there was someone, right? Outside.
Or maybe it wasn't outside, it was next to you.
Thank you for that. Now he's not going to sleep well.
Or was
Yes.
under the bed
Oh no, don't say that, please.
with a knife in his hand.
Well, if you put a knife in the story, I'm gonna be so happy to hear that. Do you like to read?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah. I'm reading my first book in English, and I choose one on an horror book, and it's the story that a child,
Okay.
she's tried. Well, it's an old man now, and he's tried to remember his memories, and he's telling a story, and I have been read just 3, and the last one it's very creepy. So I'm excited to finish it, but I'm so close to the half of the book, but I need to read more tonight.
Nice.
Great.
It's a good book.
You should share a link to get one when you finish your work.
Oh, actually, there are the audiobook available in YouTube. So I was listening until the part that I'm reading. So I'm gonna share you if you want it, because it is in English too. So you could practice your, well, when you are listening the story, and it's it's very specific, and you don't need to read to understand what happened with the boy. It's very nice. I'm gonna share the link.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Let me show you the difference between scared and scary, okay?
No
So the
problem. Yeah, we
first
are
one,
talking when you are working.
okay, no worries. So the first one is scared is a feeling, right? You feel scared.
Okay.
Okay, you can feel scared in the present, I am scared, or in the past, I was scared. Or something is scaring me, right? That's a verb and it's a feeling, right? And scary, that is an adjective specifically. It describes the subject or the thing we are talking about, right? The sound was scary. A movie can be scary, right? A book we are reading can be scary, but it can scare us, right? That's how we should use this in a difference. So can you give me an example, Francisco, of something that scares?
Scared.
something that is scarce.
I ratas. I don't know. Rats. Yes,
Okay.
rat.
Little
Rats.
Moses.
So rats, a rat is scared or a rat is scary?
Okay. Two sentences. In this case, scared. I am scared when I am watching a rat, and in general, to me, the rats are scary.
Okay.
Are scary. Sorry, scary.
Scary.
Are
Scary. Yes, are
scary.
scary. Rats are. Okay, thank you. Alex,
Scary
something that you
don't have
find.
plural, teacher?
Sorry?
Scary in plural?
No,
No?
we use
Oh.
scary either if it's one thing or many things. For
Okay.
example, horror movies are scary.
Okay.
You don't need to add an S. Okay. What about you, Alex? Something that scares you, something that you find scary.
Your sounds in your house.
Okay. When I saw the first zombie walking to me, I saw their scary face and their scary arms, and I feel so scared.
Okay, good, good. The zombies still. And Azucena, something that scares you or that you find scary.
Well, for me, the thing that must is, no. For me, sorry, I'm thinking in Spanish. Okay, to me.
You can also say it like that. The thing that scares me the most.
The thing that scares me the most is my mind, because I love to watch scary movies. So usually at the nights, I'm so scared.
Okay. But you still like them, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Alex, I still need to know something that scares you for real in life. Is there something that scares you? I don't know, an animal or what else can be scary, or a situation.
Or the person who is next to you.
Or ghosts.
Behind me.
Behind you.
I think I
Francisco.
could be so scared for many things, but maybe for arañas.
Okay,
Some
spiders.
kind of spiders, also some kinds of snakes, also some kinds of animals make me feel so scared.
Okay, okay, animals.
Yes.
Right. Now let me share you mine. Cockroaches. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a mixed feeling between feeling scared and between feeling disgusted by cockroaches. I don't know what is most, if I feel more scared or disgusted. It's a mix of between.
Also happened to me.
Yes.
Yes.
My boyfriend too.
Yes, I don't know, it's just a horrible feeling. Let me tell you a story, a horrible story about it. I was once outside with my sister. We were just in our backyard, and there was a lot of grass, and cockroaches like grass. They like humidity. So we were there. My sister never liked going to the backyard because of that, because there are a lot of cockroaches, but I like being outside. So I told her, no worries, like nothing is going to happen. Like they are doing their thing. They don't care about us, but they do. And there was like two big ones on the wall. And I was like, oh, don't worry, little sister, I'm gonna save you. And I grabbed a broom and I started hitting the wall, like just to make them go, right? I was trying to scare the cockroaches away. But one of them jumped right into my shoulder.
You.
And I started yelling and jumping and just shaking, trying to shake it. But you know, like you start touching your hair and everything because you don't know where they are. And then I got rid of it, but my sister was even more traumatized because she no longer trusted me. Like she was disappointed and I was also scared. So it was a mess. But it was funny. It was a nice, well, not a nice in that time, but now that I tell it, it's funny. And yes, that's my story with the cockroach. But continuing with this, next, what we are doing next class, we have is the same thing, but backwards. Okay. We can also start with the main thing. When the phone rang, I was cooking, right?
Oh, okay.
But it's just starting with the past. So we will practice that structure next class. If you want to check more information about this, remember that we have our English book on the topic that is next. We are following the program here. We are going in the order of the book. So if you want to do a review, you can always do the next topic. Right now, this is past continuous. It'll be this one. So you can complete this part. And if you want to extend it, you can complete the next lesson, that is Unit 4. And there is also simple present. And there is past continuous. I'm sorry, I think I was checking the wrong one. This is present. Yes, this is present. So we are in past, right? So it will actually be this Unit 6, okay? And it's only a page. If you want to extend your knowledge, you can check it out. Last class, we were also checking past, simple past. So I also send you the slides. If you want to check more resources, there are also here the links on the last 2 slides, okay? And thank you for coming. Any questions?
No.
No.
I'm gonna sleep a little scared, but I'm fine.
I have 2 questions. The first is, what is the difference between yell and shout?
Yell and shout?
Yes, like
How can you spell?
yell. While ELL and shout, SHOUT.
Okay. Can you write them? Okay. I think
Okay,
I
yes,
didn't hear them well.
I put the question. And the other question was, in the last file, or in the last slide, in the 7th slide.
Here or here?
No, yes, in that slide, in the 7th slide, you put examples of anyone, somebody. Okay, I have a question about that. If anyone or no one, no, okay, sorry. What of that options, anyone or no one, can I use when I am using a negative sentence?
Okay, okay. Yes, we use in a special, for example, is anyone around? If you say no one, when you want to use a negative, you say no one. No one is here. But you don't say someone is here, si hay gente, no? It says no one in nobody is for negative, right? Somebody, someone, anyone. Anyone is here, it's not correct. Okay, even if any sounds negative, anyone is for questions and for negative sentences. But if you want me to explain it better, I can bring it next class because they have their own rules, each of them.
Okay.
And because anyone is more confusing because it sounds like negative, but it's used in a positive context to give a negative context. But I'll explain it in next class.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Any other questions?
Yes, I put the question on the chat.
Okay. Yes, the words. Yell and shout. Yell and shout. One of them is yelling is when you say words while you are raising your voice.
Okay.
For example, your mom can yell at you and say, hey, you needed to clean the dishes, etc. And shouting is especially when you are just making sounds to call someone like, hey, I'm here.
Okay. Unstructured words.
Yes, but it's also for yelling is more in the sense of regañar.
Okay.
Okay, y shout también se usa como para decir sonidos que no decimos palabras, pero también palabras, pero solo por el hecho de levantar la voz, no por regañar. Okay.
Okay.
En
Okay.
el yell regañamos, shout nada más elevamos la voz, podemos decir tanto palabras como sonidos, sin el ánimo de estar como regañando a alguien, ¿no? Ofendiendo a alguien, etc.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. And well, thank you for coming. I'll have to go. Have a next class, but see
Bye,
you
guys.
on.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.